Hi, everybody. I think he's coming. There he is.
I came prepared for once.
They're
All
not
right.
screw caps. Good job bringing your tool.
Oh yeah. I guess we have had a nice little stretch of where we had some twisties there, making life easier on
A
us.
lot easier.
Cheers, everybody! Thanks for joining us on our video. This is our virtual tasting we do every week. We're down here in the barrel room. You might hear some stuff behind us. Tyler, our winemaker, is busy bottling for a huge order going out of Old North State wines. We, of course, are going to be tasting wines from around the world like we do every Thursday right here at Old North State at 6 p.m. Thursdays, downtown Mount Airy.
Downtown.
Be there or be square.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah, and so we like to cover about 200 wines a year and learn about the wines of the world. Chef, I just got off the phone with my wine rep. I got a bunch of cool stuff coming in for next week too.
Nice.
It just never stops. You know, it's just fantastic.
This train doesn't have a break.
I'm so happy to share these wines that I get to taste. It's my job to taste wine. So it's if I just tasted wines and never told anybody about them,
It'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, it would be. So I guess I have to do due diligence and share what I've discovered, I guess.
So we can all think you're crazy for thinking that.
Right.
Thank you.
But we've had great turnouts on Thursdays. We've had a great support from our virtual friends out there as well. And we're glad that you can join us on the video. If you'd like to join us with the tasting, just give us a call on Wednesday, and we'll have your wine and your food ready to pick up on Thursday, and you can watch this video and taste along with us.
Fun and easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And safe, right? You can be
Absolutely.
laying on your couch. What could possibly happen there? Unless you're in Florida, you might get hit by a hurricane.
Or your couch may be a flotation device.
That's a good point too. Yeah. So this is we're gonna have a couple of big names from the good old U.S. of A. on the West Coast. This is from L'École, L'École number 41. One of the most, the schoolhouse, one of the most famous wines. This goes back into the early 80s from the Yakima Valley, which was the first AVA in Washington State. A very large area, a lot of production. I would say more than half the wines of Washington State come from this area. Now remember, Washington State is the second largest production state behind California. Very impressive amount of wine coming out of here, and it's only going to grow more. And people like the families of L'École, they're the reason why this region continues to flourish, because of the quality of wines. It's just remarkable. So we are going to have a Chenin Blanc now. We associate Chenin Blanc many times with either France or South Africa, because Chris and I are big South African Chenin or Steen fans. And I love the grape. I do try to find it wherever it's grown. I think we geeked out on it a little bit a couple years ago when we were drinking that Prisoner White, the Chenin blend. Yeah. But this is very much what I would kind of say. It's very reflective of Vouvray style, aromatic.
Citrus for days, high acid, just delicious.
Yeah, so a serious wine for serious wine drinkers. This is has certainly an elegance to it, like I think all of L'École wines do. They have so many options in terms of varietals, and they just have a great portfolio. Also, remember Washington State's wines tend to be very ripe and a good amount of alcohol because of all the sunshine they get in Washington State. So this is an iconic winery, iconic producer, family owned and operated here, and one of the first, I think it was like the third winery in this region. So the forefathers, if you will, laying down pioneers
out there taking the arrows for everybody else who comes beyond. It used to be one of our go-to special occasion, the apogee, the red blend from them, and back in the just 10, 12 years ago. That was you could get the flavor profile of those huge Napa wines, but usually about $50 less.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not cheap by any means, but
Right, yeah.
still less, you know. But I mean, just amazing big red blends if you come across them.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yep, I recommend just about, I can't think of anything I've had that I didn't like.
And it's world class.
Yeah,
and,
now I haven't been to the winery, which we probably need to make
It's
that.
on our list.
You already checked off Oregon,
Well,
Washington
it's
State.
not too far of a leap. You know, you get off the plane in Seattle and just go north instead of south, and you know it's not a huge stretch. So I'm hoping we can get out there next year, two of us. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. So, Chef, with a wine like this, what are you thinking about food-wise?
Well, I got a beautiful. Remember we were doing boxcar cheese for a while there?
Oh yeah, from Hillsborough.
From Hillsborough. And so we got their cotton bell back in.
Nice.
So I think we're gonna roll with that. It's gonna be a little fattiness to help kind of contrast some of this brightness. I think it's gonna be super delicious. Maybe a little olive,
Yeah.
salumi, and I got some of that the Dulio. So maybe some of that with a little spice for that citrus.
Yeah, we've already had a couple of different families already sign up for the tasting, so
Love
we
it.
should have a good turnout.
I think they usually is, and it's so early in the week too. You know, it always starts to really pile up tomorrow with
Yeah.
your poor phone.
Hopefully we get more likes and shares and subscribers too.
We had 34 last week,
Man,
so
well,
thank y'all for that.
Thank y'all for the support. We love to do these videos, and by your responses, makes us. They encourage us to continue to produce.
We are constantly being encouraged and fulfilled by that. So thank you again for the support.
And I know people are watching because people have told me that that they've quoted things that we've said. And as a matter of fact, I was having a hard time tracking down Joe, my stepdad, to wish him a happy birthday because he was either teaching or
Busy
either
man.
being a cop or whatever, being at the health department. And of course, my week was really crazy last week because
Yes,
I was
you were
driving
all
all
over
over
the
the place and working a lot.
It's wild.
And every time I called, he didn't answer. And so by the time I finally got him, it was like 2 or 3 days after his birthday. And he goes, "Well, I've been trying to wish you a happy birthday, Joe." He's like, "You already did." I'm like, "What?" "Well, I mean, well, sure I did on your answering machine." He goes, "No, I watched your video." So the video did its part to get the message out there.
You gotta love it.
Yeah,
That's good
maybe,
stuff.
Maybe we should do like a little bit where we could like raise money to put messages out. You know, like,
Hey,
now
you
they
could get a
do
little Ed and Chris personal
a shout
message
out.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they do it like different like at football games or something,
Yeah.
or like you could be,
They
you get
do
your
it on
name
a
called
lot.
out.
They do
or
it on a
something.
lot of radio too.
Yeah,
you know,
right, yeah, like
the morning
PBS
shows,
sponsors
yeah.
and stuff like that. So if you want to sponsor the Ed and Chris show,
Yeah, we're available.
$10,
Very, very reasonable.
nice.
Very reasonable.
It'll
And
it'll buy us another glass of
Another
wine.
wine. It's not going to really derail your advertising budget, but it will certainly hit your target audience.
They definitely your target audience. Well, anyway, we do enjoy the interaction, you guys, aside from all the silliness. So, Chef, we had another huge week. We had a great chef's table on Sunday
What fun was that?
with some veterans and some newbies, and that's always a good mix.
That was
I like
really
it when you
special.
have-
Yeah, when you have the mixture of the two, but great atmosphere. You know, Sunday night, restaurants closed, so we have neither one of us is looking over our shoulder. We can really get our undivided attention. It was just a special group.
And the phone's not ringing. You notice that?
Well, I
Usually
figured
I'm-
you unplugged it.
I didn't. I forgot.
Really?
I forgot to unplug the phones. It didn't ring one time.
That's an unusual occurrence.
And not one person pulled on the door to try to get in.
Another unusual
Yeah.
occurrence. So it
I'll-
shows you how the stars align for,
All right.
for that night.
So we really do enjoy doing those 8-course or 7-course, but you always throw an extra one in.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a bonus?
Right. Especially when it's caviar.
And tuna.
That was a
Buttermilk.
That was a crazy awesome dish.
It was not lacking in flavor or prestige.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and those figs to finish it off. Yeah.
It's that Sabayon.
Very nice.
But we got some more figs in today, and I made a fig syrup out of the ones from today from the bar.
Ooh,
so
nice.
you can maybe do a little.
Oh, we'll definitely. We'll get to
Also,
work.
remind me to tell you, I made an apple concoction for the bar on those fresh Minglewood apples.
Nice.
So anyway, it's nice. Got it strained and cooling right now. So there'll be some good fall drinks with the fig and apple extracts. Thank you.
Right.
So we'll see what kind of crazy stuff you craft up with that.
Well-
Coming to a crafted cocktail near you soon.
Also, got a little 100 proof vodka to do another one of our flavored liquors. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
very
also,
nice.
yeah. So we're gonna be set for the fall, and boy, the weather's been right on point. 43 last night.
Yeah, it was. That was what it was.
70 during the day.
When I
doesn't it?
took Lauren to school this morning, it was 43. When I just picked her up from school, it was 75, and then when
Yeah.
I get home from work, it'll be back in the 60s, 50s again. So
Mhm.
we did a fire last night outside. It was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
I love it.
I cooked over the fire on the
The
grill
meat-
that
grill.
Brian. I gotta get the word right.
Forged.
It's forged. He certainly welded it, but I mean,
Metallurgy. I don't know.
it's metallurgy. But I think
Blacksmith.
oh, I'll think of it, guys. It's great being old. I can't think of words.
Well, we get
But
the
it's
point.
it's having it's a one of a kind, and I just have been loving it. This cooler weather, the fire's just nice to sit around, but you can also throw meat on it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I put pans on it. It's so sturdy. I mean, he overbuilt this thing like crazy, and so you can just set Dutch oven, saute pans. You can have meat and veg. It's just a beast. It's really nice. It's been a lot of fun.
It's like being out on the prairie.
Yeah, it's some great being
Yeah.
outside and
Yeah.
cooking with the elements. A lot of fun. Cheers, Brian.
Well, we're going to head south down to Sonoma County. This is Pedroncelli, Zinfandel. This is one of our favorite producers of California. We actually have had several of their wines on our list. They do a wonderful job of their Pinot. They do just lovely things, but they are one of the oldest wineries in America. 90 years of getting it right. Pretty awesome stuff. This Zinfandel, of course, is kind of one of the most important grapes of California. Back into the mid to late 1800s and the early 1900s, pre-prohibition, there was just a lot of field blends that had Zin intermingled, if not predominantly. And it really does, it's a cornerstone of our infancy of our winemaking region, or country rather. And it's always going to be important, I think. And Pedroncelli, to me, when they make wines, they don't make them so freaking jammy.
No.
And not that I don't like an occasional jammy wine, but I like to have food with my wine, and jammy wines tend to dominate.
They'll run right over it.
And-
This has great tannin and structure on it. It's a kind of fabricator. That's the word. You fabricate.
Better late than never.
When you work with steel and iron,
Yeah.
you fabricate.
Sure, yeah. Fabricate,
Sorry.
yep.
Better late than never, I guess.
All right, so also, Chef, there's a beautiful lightly oaked here. It's
Oak and spice.
yeah. You get that spice and vanilla, and
The baking stuff.
yeah, there's a but it's not heavy. That's what I love about it. Yeah, it's
The tannins are helping with that. This is a great.
definitely got blueberry going on. There's tart red
Blueberry,
fruit
yep.
as well. Checks a lot of boxes.
It sure does. We can go on and on about this one. This is, and it's not raisiny when we talk about the dried baking fruits. It's very bright.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the oak on there.
Yeah, Pedroncelli, if you're not familiar with them, I highly recommend that you spend some time with all their wines, because they consistently overproduce for their price points at any price point that they're providing, and they're just I don't know, they're really important to American winemaking as a generation or multi-generation.
Yeah. 90 years under their belt. You've got several generations that work there.
I think it's very important to give those adieux to the proper and
well, everyone's enjoying a good view from their shoulders.
That's true. Yes, and the consistency is unbelievable as well. So beautiful. If you're a Zen lover, I know there's a lot of different camps you can go in. I mean, of course, you look at like the blends, like Prisoner, which is a Zen blend, phenomenal. But that would be a much richer, and it's a blend. This is a straight Zen. I would say a more, I don't know, I don't think reserve is the right word because it's got so much flavor. It's just in a less jammy, less heavy texturally, but tons of flavor.
Tons of flavor. Still, you're not sacrificing fruit. It's just, it doesn't have that wallop.
Right.
That a lot of Zens can give you at the first sip, and it takes a little while to warm up to them. Or maybe it just runs over your palate and tastes a little saltier after a few sips. I don't know, but there's none of that present with these wines for sure.
I do adore this. It's almost got a little cola in it too.
Oh, you can definitely taste the cola, the cheer wine, the cola. Like you were talking about the red fruit. Really, really, really nice. This just makes me want pie. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean it actually more tastes like pie than make me want pie. I guess this is reminiscent. It's fun.
Well, I'm not big on sweets, so I'll take wine over pie.
Well, you get your pie fix.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah. What do you think you might want to throw at this one?
Oh, I got some fun stuff in today, Chef. I've got some Dimcoda beef ribs in today. These are the back ribs, so these aren't like the braising short ribs. These are the ribs like barbecue, like Texas style.
All right.
And I'm actually going to cook them Texas style tonight. So your song here is on the line tonight, covering for one of our guys who's out for some bereavement. And I have some family plans, but I'm going to come back later this evening and put them in the oven overnight, and I'm going to do them like brisket.
Nice.
And they're just absolutely gorgeous. Wait till you see the bones and the marbling on these. I'm really excited about it. So we're going to pop some of these into your tasting kits. It'll be a real treat.
What time do you think they'll be ready tomorrow?
As soon as you get here.
I was going to say, because...
breakfast, maybe
yeah,
I
was thinking
eggs
ribs
on the flat top, some barbecue beef ribs.
Ribs for breakfast. That would be a great way to
I think
start the day.
that would set the tone for the day. But they'll be ready. I'm thinking they'll be ready when I get here around 8 in the morning. So, give them time to cool off. I can sauce them and crust them, and I'll have them ready on a plate for you when you get here.
I love it. Well,
it'll be a nice treat. They're going to have some tremendous flavor. And of course, I do a dry rub, usually just salt and pepper, and just low and slow overnight, Texas style, and just the brisket's always a huge hit. So I think that these beef ribs are going to be equally as impressive.
Well, you always use the highest quality meat, and that's what really separates the winners from the losers, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You start with something good, you usually end up with something good.
Yeah. And with your techniques on top of that, and understanding how to spice but not to overspice,
Compliment.
Compliment.
You compliment with your seasoning. Now, you don't want to mask something so wonderful. I mean, that's why you spend all the money on the good stuff. You don't want to cover it up. And now you might be doing an Indian night. That'd be something different. But when you're dealing with something on these high-end meats and fishes, you want to have a little lighter hand.
Yeah. Well, we've got all kinds of things going on in the fall. Chef and his beloved staff had a nice meeting on a bunch of things that we're planning on coming up, including different Somm Select wines that you can pick up for gifts here at the winery. Wines that are proven winners. So we're already thinking December here, folks, because Well, it's almost October.
And who doesn't love to be gifted wine?
That's right. It's
I
the
mean,
greatest
that is
gift
the
of all
greatest
time.
gift of all when you can.
That's why you and I, that's all we give each other.
And you're not just giving some monetary, tangible thing. You're giving stories.
Mhm.
You're giving experience. You're giving a moment in time in a bottle. And I love being given something you can't replicate.
Yeah. Not to mention the connection.
The
You know, like-
circuitous nature of
Oh, yeah.
this, to bring it all together, absolutely.
Because you almost inevitably, you're going to end up drinking some of it with them. At least one bottle, probably.
And
And
if
then-
I were buying it for a gift, I'd go ahead and get two.
That's right.
And keep
Yeah.
one for the house.
Yeah.
So that way, when they call to thank you for those delicious wines, you're like, oh, I'm drinking that right now too.
Yeah.
I thought you might like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I agree. So there's always that great connection. We see it all the time at the chef's table when
Mhm.
we're breaking bread and
Absolutely.
together. Even though Chris
Sharing
and I,
stories.
even though Chris and I are technically working, we're also there's a communion of sorts there for sure. And
But usually by the time we start the chef's table, the vast majority of the work has been done. The research and the work for the collaboration on your part of getting the right wines with the right food. We've got the menu nailed down. And so really it's just executing at that point. So we can kind of let our guard down a little bit. The hard stuff's done. Then it's just the,
even more so now without the restaurant. running.
night and day.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that stress being gone
Yeah.
is a boon to what we're able to do. It's
Yeah.
great.
And also the 5-coursers on Friday and Saturday night tableside have been a big hit as well. So we're just
Gorgeous menu being released tomorrow on that. So keep your eyes out. It's going to be a stunner this weekend.
all right. I hope I have the perfect wines for
I
it.
just know you will. We've got foraged maitakes coming today. Some gorgeous East Coast halibut. May do some of the beef ribs. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I got more of the Italian black truffles in.
Boy, those were a stunner last week.
Just a stunner. So we have so much great stuff. I've got brining as we speak. I got some gorgeous pork belly from Colfax, North Carolina.
Nice.
So I got a new farmer on that. That's brining overnight. So we're gonna work on that. So we got a lot of great stuff to toy around with. It's gonna be a showstopper menu this weekend on the prefix.
I don't think I could ever get tired of eating pork belly.
Well,
I made one last night for myself.
for yourself.
A whole pork belly.
I remember you said they had pork belly. He sent me a text at like 9 at night. He goes, "Hey man, they got briskets and pork bellies over at the store."
Those are two of my favorite
I'm saying you can't
It's
walk
like-
by it and not buy it because
like-
it's just like
Like as a chef,
I feel like when you turn the TV on and Forrest Gump's on, you got to watch it to the end.
that's right.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
But-
You've seen
and
it 100 times.
I don't think there's a legitimate chef out there that doesn't love those type of cuts of meat.
You have to.
It's real. I'm not saying. I mean, yeah. We when we come up as young cooks, we learn how to cook strips and tenderloins and
Yeah.
ribeyes
Yeah.
and sirloins.
Pork chops.
But as you advance as a chef, you start getting in all those more difficult to prepare meats.
Much more
And
challenging.
you start falling in love with those. You know what I mean?
And once you
I also made lamb stew last night while I was making pork belly.
It's fall, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna praise everything.
I was cooking my little
You
heart out
were
last night.
going after it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I had pork on the fire. I had onions and mushrooms in a big saute pan on the fire. I had steaks on the fire.
Nice.
So I ended up making Philly cheesesteaks with the steaks and the
yeah.
onions and mushrooms and the pork when it cooked that a long time till the fire died down. Took it off, wrapped it in foil, and that's gonna be for tacos tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do some
Carnitas.
fish. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cooking in this weather
Oh, it's
we suffer all summer in the heat and
Yeah.
standing in front of those darn ovens and eyes and grills and flat. I mean, it's just 19 sources of open heat,
yeah.
and you just hate cooking.
Steam
at
wells.
it's just every night. You can't imagine how deflating it is in a long summer like this one, and then at 50 degrees.
One
like,
little-
I don't cook everything
Yeah,
in sight,
right.
you know.
Yep.
I'll probably do it again tonight. I know I will. I'll go home and start a fire again and cook a bunch of stuff we don't need. But guess what?
Well, everything in that house gets eaten.
Well, that's true. It's a true story.
You don't have the problem of
That cafeteria doesn't have a lot of
food.
waste.
Food does not go to waste here.
Not a lot of waste at the cafeteria.
Well, with that being said, I guess, Chef, I need to get back up to the kitchen because
Yeah,
it's my
they're
night.
counting
it's
on
not
you.
my
And
night
I gotta
to
get
hop
to
on
the
line.
store and buy more meaningless food.
You gotta get home, build your fire. Thank you everybody for your continued support of not just our little video and our virtual tastings, but your continued support of the restaurant and all of the things that we try to do here, which are many.
Many, and more on the way.
More on the way.
We're trying to continually stay ahead of it and think of all of you and what may interest you, so we don't get too stale.
That's right. And if y'all have any requests or recommendations, we're happy to, because we are the producers, the directors, the
Sound, the boon operator, director of catering,
director
and marketing.
and marketing. Yeah. So if you reach out to us, you've reached out to our entire team.
Yes.
Because that's it.
And we're available.
Yeah.
Our response time is down. I mean, we're pretty fast.
Yeah. Thank you all that loyally watch. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks again, everybody. Enjoy this beautiful week. We'll see you soon. Thanks for the wine.